The year is 2022, and what the heck is going on? Because sometimes, I don't know the answer to that. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. My name is Jacob Eastep. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am a 20-year-old in college, and I am attempting to do way too much all the time, and I seem to never get any of it done on time. Welcome to my crazy life, and welcome back to today's video. I tend to have this habit of over-promising and under-delivering. A lot of people struggle with that, I know, but I seem to be chief among those people. Okay, so welcome back to today's video. What am I actually going to be talking about today? That's an interesting question, actually. So, one of my previous videos that was actually not very professional, that was a last-minute thrown-together video, 2011 iMac in 2022, that actually video has done very well so far. So I thought I would do a little bit of spin-off off of that, talk about some of the other old tech I have, because sadly I have plenty of it. So I'm going to be actually doing a little bit of a mini-series, I guess you could call it, of just old tech in 2022, because tech is advancing insanely fast right now with the new M1 Max and M1 Pro chips for the MacBook Pros. We have the M1 iPads now. The iPhone 14 is coming out this fall, and it's looking like it's going to be an insane phone. And just all these things keep building and building, and technology is moving faster than ever before. So I thought I would just go back, rewind the clock a little bit, and talk about some of the older tech and how it stands up in today's world. Now, of course, when you get into this kind of conversation and topic, you see a lot of benchmarks and a lot of statistics and specs and all that, and I'm not aiming to really do that. I want to more get down to the brass tacks about actual daily use, because you can have a Mac Pro from 2019 that costs $50,000 and it's going to be fine for writing a document for an essay, or you can have a MacBook Pro from 2009 and it's going to do just as well. Granted, the battery's going to be horrible. And what I want to do is take more of a truly average consumer life and look at it. Because me, I'm a student in college, I write all the time, I do a lot of blog post responses and online, and I do a lot of document writing. I also do a lot of photo editing, and so this is just going to be more of talking about how these types of products work for me in general, as opposed to a professional who's doing all these high-end benchmarks. So, with that being said, this light actually right here is going to go away, so it's going to go back to that, sadly. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the iPad Air from 2019. Now, the iPad Air has been around for a long time. I have the original iPad Air as well, which I'll probably get to in another video, but I just want to talk about this. As you can see, it is completely shattered. Here you can see all the cracks in the screen. Isn't that just lovely? Yeah, I actually dropped a multi-tool on it. This one right here, actually, it was sitting on a shelf right here, and it just tumbled off and shattered the screen. So that's fun. But today I want to talk a little bit about how well this works. Now, my main application I use on this for day-to-day work is GoodNotes 5. I use it for all my notes I take for classes. For example, here's all my archaeology notes. They're very small if you can't tell. And I'll just sit through my classes and take all my notes on my tablet. I have an Apple Pencil Gen 2 right here that just, charges on the side as they do, and that just works. But well does that actually stand up? My class periods, I know that it fluctuates between schools. Mine are just around an hour and a half. They're around 90 minutes. And so, that's nothing new for me. In high school, all of mine were an hour and a half as well. So that's nothing new. I'm used to that. And so that does take a toll if you're doing things electronically. So let's just look at science, because that was my most recent class. Loads everything up. Here's my notes for that. Pretty fun stuff. So if I am just taking notes, I have seen very quickly, I really need to make sure this is charged before I start using it for a class, because with hour and a half periods where I am constantly writing on the screen, it does dramatically lower the battery. I can actually pull up the battery history here and show you guys. Let me find that. Okay, so as you can see, I'll take a screenshot and show it up for you guys on the screen. As you can see here, actually, let me save that to photos. You can see that GoodNotes used 75% of my battery that day. I took this off the charger in the morning, and that was about it. It stayed in my backpack along with my laptop and all that with me all day. 75% for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, so that's class periods right there. That's one class period. Because in the morning I had an anthropology class, and I'm not allowed to use electronic note-taking for that, and so then that just went straight over to science class, where I took those notes and used that big chunk of battery, and then I went on to my art class and nothing. So what I'm getting at is it has a good battery, but if you're doing a lot of writing notes, it drains it, and if you're doing a lot of streaming and all that kind of thing as well. So keep that in mind with this lovely device. I love this device, I really do. It's great, it's small, it's lightweight. I would say do not get this keyboard. It's an amazing keyboard, it has a trackpad, it's backlit and everything, but it also weighs twice as much as the tablet itself. This is the Logitech Folio Pro from or Folio Touch, pardon, from Logitech. It's amazing, but it does really add weight to your bag. It weighs the same amount as the tablet. So with that being, this weighs 28 ounces, this weighs just around a pound. So with that being said, let's go into a little more detail about using this iPad Air day to day and how well it performs. When I'm using something like this tablet day to day, or really any tablet, I look for a couple things. One, how well does it charge? And then two, how well can I use it to replace like my other daily devices, say my MacBook Pro, or not really my phone, but really a main workhorse machine. And this iPad actually does fairly well with that. As it is USB-C, since they've finally moved every other iPad aside from the normal iPad, thankfully, finally over to USB-C. That means I can just take drives that I have laying around and just plug them straight in and work on the go. This is a lovely Samsung T5 actually. I would highly consider you get one. They're around $60-70. This is a terabyte. Best things ever. Because then, I mean, like I've said, this allows you to work on the go and not lug around your laptop or heavier devices. So this is probably a whole other video. We're not going to talk about that right now. Okay, so it has all the ports. I mean, you can plug an HDMI into this. It's not going to be as good of an output as, say, the new iPad Pro M1 that can push out a 6K resolution, because that's just insane for a tablet. I don't know who would need any tablet to do that, but it can just push out a quick mirroring of itself at a pretty respectable resolution, and it works. It's pretty low latency and all that. Okay, so I'm sure you can see this actually right here, this notch right here. That is because this screen protector works on both the iPad Air and the iPad Pro. Now, the iPad Pro has Face ID like the iPhone. The iPad Air does not. It just has a normal FaceTime camera up there. It uses for authentication a fingerprint reader on the power button, right here actually, so right there on the top, there you can see it there, and it is fast, like, it's fast. So let me just show you guys a quick demonstration so you can see. Okay, so here's the iPad, it's off, it's on, right, it's locked, but if you do it just straight up all together, it's very fast. That I would argue this is faster than an iPhone, and that's why so many people loved the fingerprint with the iPhone, was because it's just so fast, and it's one motion too. It's not a swipe and then swipe up. It's not a tap and swipe up, which I personally love, because it's much more of a one-handed use case. Okay, so next let's talk about the display, because I was just kind of showing you that. Let's talk about the display and how well it does. Well, it's a Retina display, so I mean it has good color, really good saturation, really good pixel density for a display of this kind. Obviously it's not ProMotion, it is an IPS display. It's laminated, so it's nice and close, there's no weird gap like the old iPads and the old iMacs and MacBooks. Actually, MacBooks have always been laminated. The old iMacs, like mine, actually I did the video where I took the glass off. That's a non-laminated display. This is one. It's very thin. I mean, the whole device is thin, which is where the laminated display really helps. It does go edge to edge, kind of like the the iPad Pros, this bezel is slightly thicker than on the iPad Pro, but not considerably. So if you're worried about screen edges, that isn't something I would consider. What I would consider is that ProMotion. This is normal 60 hertz, whereas the iPad Pro, the iPad Pro M1, and the new MacBooks now even have that 120 hertz ProMotion display in the iPhones too now, thankfully. Again, Apple being slow on all the tech. But it also does work very well, I've heard. Okay, so with this display, it's a 10.4 inch Retina HD display, and that is not a burn-in pixel, that's the crack I've talked about. Yeah, so it is good. It's great for picture editing. I've done a little bit of light video editing. It's fast, it's responsive, because this does have the A15 chip, same as the iPhone, whereas the iPad Pro, before the M1 iPad Pro, it had the A15X, or the A14X I believe it was, before they started putting in their computer chips, which is crazy to think about. So yes, this works about as well as an iPhone. It's just a big iPhone. I mean, that's the same thing with like the iPad minis and all that. It's just a big iPhone. And with that comes good things and bad things, of course. It has the exact same image processing as the iPhone. So images are great. They're glossy. They're shiny. They're good. I can take a picture of you guys right now. It'll be nice and grainy because, you know, that's what they look like in the dark. If I go down here, it'll look nice and crisp. There you go. I am over there. Take a picture, and I'll just throw those up on the screen just so you can see the just the quality. I mean, it's the exact same camera from the iPhone 11. So I mean, it's a good camera. It does not have it doesn't have any night capabilities. It doesn't have a telephoto. The new iPad Pros actually do, as you know, they have the ultra wide, the telephoto, and the normal, and the LiDAR. So it's the exact same camera suite that's on the iPhone 12, not the iPhone 13. The iPhone 13 is its own lineup. Yeah, so with, okay, so obviously on the side has the smart connector for the Apple Pencil. That was good marketing. Okay, so good. Apple Pencil just slaps on the side and charges there. Let's talk a little bit just to show you guys I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll go into notes for this, see if I can show you guys this. This hopefully... Okay, yeah, this is going to work. Okay, so I'm going to just turn this around, hope for the best. We'll see how this goes. Okay, I can see what I'm doing over here. Nice, okay. So when I say it does fairly okay with the drawing, I mean, there's a lag. You can see there's a lag here. Especially when you're going fast. You can really see it when you're going fast. But when you look at, when you're just doing it day to day, it's not really that bad. I will say the eraser, I mean, nothing's changed. I have noticed the biggest difference when I'm trying to do precision writing with an Apple Pencil in like GoodNotes 5 or even the Notes app. It will be kind of persnickety and want to do some weird jiggling things similar to if you use like an off-brand stylus. That could be because I'm using an off-brand note-taking app, of course. So with all that being said, it is currently running iOS 15.2.1, and again, this is the iPad Air 4th Gen. So I have the top of the line one in space gray, no cellular connection. It ran around $789. Add on this case for $250, you've got a $1,000 tablet setup. Add on the Apple Pencil, and you're well over $1,000. Well over, as in around $1,100 setup. Now, would I recommend you spend that much on a tablet? No, I got this at an insanely good deal. That is not how much I spent. I did not spend $1,100. I spent around $600 on this, so I got it around half off. Should you buy this iPad? I'm gonna say no. Now, here's why. This is a 2.5-year-old tablet now. We're most likely getting new iPad Airs this fall, and if you're looking for a powerful tablet, I would also consider looking at last year's iPad Pros. You can get some insanely good deals right now. I'll throw some links in the description if I remember to. That you can just get some of these 30, 40, 50% off and save a lot of money on the more powerful big brothers to this. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked the new intro at the beginning of this video, actually. That was fun, creating that. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to follow me on my social media. All links are below. I am back up and posting as it is February finally. So be sure to make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, 500px website, Facebook, Snapchat. All those links are below. Also, links are below for all the gear I use. That is not affiliate links, so sadly I don't make any money there. Be sure to also check out my website. It's back up and running finally. And yeah, pictures are up and ready to go. If you would like one of my pictures or a print or anything, please reach out to me. I would love to work with you and get something worked out and a price sorted out and get you some of my artwork. Yeah, so with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy, fam. Stay safe. Get out there and see the world. Peace.